Hello and welcome to this presentation on how to participate in Contractor State License Services Law and Business Online. Law and Business Online are a set of classes held online using WebEx. Law and Business Online is a part of our California Contractor License Exam preparation programs. When you enroll in Law and Business Online, you will receive three important pieces of email from Contractor State License Services. You'll receive this email generally 3 to 4 days before your first class. The email includes an email validation, a welcome and quick start email, an instructor welcome. Let's see what these look like, what's in them, and why they are important. Here in this example is the email validation email. This is simply an email we're going to send you to make sure that you have an active email account and that we have the correct information. All we ask you to do here is go ahead and click reply and send it back to us so we know you have an active email. The next email is one of the most important. This is your welcome to the program email. It will provide some basic information about the schedule, but most importantly, it also contains the Law and Business Online Student Quick Start Guide. Now, this Quick Start Guide is a PDF document which we ask you to save to your computer or print and keep it with your material so you have it with you for the duration of the class. The Quick Start Guide will go over basic system requirements, what you need to have in place to participate in the class. It will go over setting up the WebEx Training Manager just to make sure you're ready to participate in the class. It will review the STS quiz setup and registration. And it will walk you through the process of logging into the class and participating in the class, especially joining the teleconference, which is the only way that you will receive audio for the Law and Business Online classes. The Quick Start Guide will provide a basic orientation to the environment of the WebEx Training Center, and will also provide some information about the WebEx Network recording player. Now, after every class, you'll be sent a link with a recorded version of your class session, and you'll have access to those class sessions for about 2 weeks after your last class. Now, the third email you receive is the welcome email from the instructor. And the instructor will provide his or her contact information. But most importantly, this email will also contain the course outline. It will have the reading assignments, basically the homework, for each class. Class A, Class B, Class C, Class D. So, of course, we ask you to do your part and be prepared for the classes by reading the study guide material and taking the study guide quizzes, which are true and false quizzes based on the material you would have just read or reviewed. Now, the next step is probably the most important, because this gets down to how do I log into my classes. You will receive an invitation email to join the class sessions. You will receive this email 24 hours before your first class, and then also several hours before your first class. So you'll receive a reminder email. The email will come from messenger@webex.com. When you open that email, you'll see a link, and you'll click that link, and that will automatically set your browser to opening up the WebEx Training Center window. And then you will join the teleconference and begin to participate in your class. Now, let's look at what that process looks like. So here we see an email from messenger@webex.com. That email will always have as a subject line invitation to training session, and then it will have the title of the training session. You'll see the link here. You'll either click the link or cut and paste it into your browser, and that will activate your browser. And your browser will take you to Contractor State License Services corporate WebEx site. And on the Contractor State License Services corporate WebEx site, you will find all the information about your law and business online sessions. It'll give you the date, the time, the schedule of the upcoming sessions, but most importantly, it will give you the session number and the session password. So you'll go over to the Join Session Now form, fill in your name, email address. You'll type in the session password and click Join Now. And this will take your browser to a window that says Session in Progress. Now you want this to remain open the whole time you're in the class. You don't want to close it. You can minimize it, but you want it running in the background the whole time. And then what happens is the Training Center window opens up. The Training Center is not running inside your browser. It is opening up as a separate window. And so you want to make sure that your pop-up blockers are off so that separate window can open up. And then you'll see the Training Center environment. Now, if this were an actual class, you would see a welcome slide or some kind of a welcome message from the instructor, so you would know you're in the right place. But this is a demo, and so what you see in front of you is simply an information page. Now, the Training Center will take approximately 30 seconds to a minute to set up, based of course upon the speed of your computer and your internet connection. The next thing that happens is one of the most important. A pop-up window will appear with Join Teleconference information, and this will give you all the information you need to join the teleconference for that particular session. So you will go to the toll-free number to join the teleconference. When WebEx picks up the phone, they'll ask you for the training session number followed by the #, and then they'll ask you for your attendee ID number followed by the #. Now, your attendee ID number is very, very important, because when you log in using your attendee ID number, a handset will appear by your name in the participant panel. This way, we can identify you, know when you're asking a question, hear you when you're asking a question, and also, obviously, give you a chance to respond to questions the instructor may ask. Now, at the end of the class, when you leave the Training Center, your browser is set to default to our quiz login page. Now, sometimes that doesn't happen automatically, or there may be a delay and you might think something's wrong. But you'll be taken to the STS Remote Access Server, which is where we host our quizzes, and you'll be able to go ahead and log in and take care of that. But we'll go over that in a separate email. The last step in participating in the LBO classes is actually the easiest and the most fun. We simply ask that you participate in the classes, that you ask and answer questions, that you take notes, read, review, and study. Again, you will receive a recording of your class session so you can look at those again to make sure that you understood any presentation or especially the questions and answers between the instructor and the students. They're also very, very helpful. You'll take the class quizzes, and then of course you will be prepared to pass your law and business exam. So that's our presentation on how to participate in the law and business online classes. I hope this answered your questions. Thank you very much.